How many of you in this room would love, even if you were not within the footprint, to have your electric bill paid for by energy deregulation?
Sure.
Yeah.
Think about it. You live in Arizona, you live in Utah, you live in California. You don't have the freedom to choose. You do not have the ability to choose who your electricity provider is. You have no opportunity to save money, but you can participate in energy deregulation, right?
Right.
Using the renewable component, and by starting this business, get paid from North American Power and have it knock out your electrical. Who'd be excited about that?
Yeah.
What we're going to talk about is you going out there introducing this to 10 people. If you wanted to, and you shared this with 10 people, would that be reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as you go out there and introduce this to the people that say yes to energy deregulation, say yes to American Wind, we're going to pay you. So we're going to give you a target of 10. If you had to make 50 phone calls, would it be reasonable to go out there and introduce this to 10 people?
Sure.
Yes.
Now here's the question. Of those 10 people, how many of them know people other than you? Meaning they know different people outside of you. The reason I say this is so many people say, oh geez, I don't know anybody. If I said, we'll give you $50,000 if you can make a list of 100 people that you know who pay an electric bill and might like to have their electric bill paid for by the electric company, who'd be the first person to get those 100 names?
Me.
Some of you look at me and say, $50,000 isn't enough. What I want you guys to understand is that you go out there and you make that list, introduce this to some people, and the goal is 10. Is 10 reasonable if you had to?
Yes.
Those 10 individuals are going to be asked to do the same exact thing. Simply go ahead, make a list, share it with some people, and our goal is for those 10 to go out there and introduce 10 others. If those 10 introduce 10 other people, how many would you have? 100. And I'm going to skip right over the fast start bonus on this and talk just about the pure residual, because this is so important for you guys to understand. When we talk about passive residual income, when we talk about the ability to start a business and walk away, who's heard that concept before? But here's the problem. In most companies, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You got to keep recruiting. So if I said to you, you introduce 10 people, and that's all you're responsible. You ask these 10 people, would you like to turn $20 into $100? Would you be interested? What would be the answer?
Sure. Yes.
What do I got to do, right? Share it with 10 people, and together we worked it. Now it's 110 people total. That becomes a residual income to you of $55 per month. There's some advanced residual commissions, some fast start bonuses. We're going to talk about that later. But I want to just talk about pure residual income, because the bottom line is, how many of you would love to turn a $20 investment into $50 a month for the rest of your life?
Sure.
Is it worth talking to 20, 30, 40, 50 people to get those 10? That is your total requirement ever. Now think about that for a second. Is that reasonable? Is that a realistic amount of work? We're going to assume that those people, not as motivated as you. How many of you guys think that we could find some people to fail by 50%? Because I want you to think about this for a second. Those 100 people go out there and fail by 50%. They don't get 10. They only get 5. Everybody's going to get paid, but watch what happens. Those 500 people that join have now increased your little ripple effect, your little consumer referral base, we'll call it, your little business, to 600 American Wind customers. People that are saying, yeah, I want to support the environment, I want to support job creation, I want to support energy independence. Think about it, because I ask people all the time, if you had the ability, if you had the mechanism to drive down the price of a gallon of gas, would you exercise that right?
Sure.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about here. Those 600 people now net you a residual of over $300 per month. The reason why I want to talk about this the most is, how many of you have ever seen something where people talked about a passive residual income that just never materialized?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And see, the reason I want to take the time to do this is a $20, for lack of a better term, auto ship. We've already asked the question. Nobody out here can think of an auto ship that qualifies you for the top of a company for less than 20 bucks, right?
Yeah. Right.
How many of you would love to turn 20 bucks into $300 a month?
Yeah.
You're not a millionaire, but what's the return on investment?
A lot.
Is that a little better than a CD?
Yeah.
A little better than a checking account or a savings account?
Yeah.
See, the reason I bring this up is so many people in this economy right now speak the language of lack. They don't have money. Who knows the person that drives around for literally 15 minutes trying to find the cheapest gas price? I'm not making fun, guys. You realize the amount of gas you burn doing that negates any savings you might find?
Yeah.
But because the economy is so tight, people are conditioned to think lack, not abundance, right? Well, this opportunity is all about turning $20 into $50 a month. Now, you're not rich, but that's still a good term, right? Well, 20 bucks into $300 a month. How's that sound?
Damn good.
Now, you get yourself to $300 a month. Not a millionaire, you can't quit your job. Does it take some of this thing away?
Sure.
Could you start to apply that $300 to knock out a bill or two?
Yeah.
What's the average electric bill in this room? 200 bucks. Imagine that you're in an area, and I'm talking to the people on the DVD. You're in a state that has not deregulated. The company sends you $300 a month. You knock out your electric bill. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Do you think you might share this with more people?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, for this example, you're not. You're on a cruise ship somewhere. You're not talking to anybody for the next 6 months. But what's going to happen to your check? Do you think any of those folks want to turn 20 bucks into 50?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you think any of those folks want to turn 20 bucks into 300?
Yeah.
Because your story's growing, right? Well, 500 people, again, with 50% failure, they don't go out there and get 10, they get 5. What's 500 times 5?
2,500.
See, this is when it starts to get crazy. You got yourself about 3,000 people now. 3,000 people supporting our economy. 3,000 people supporting jobs created in the U.S. 3,000 people supporting energy independence. Is that a cause that might resonate during an election year?
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, your benefit is $1,500 per month. Are you a millionaire?
No.
Should you quit your job?
No.
How many of you would smile a whole lot more with a $1,500 a month residual check, passive residual, coming month after month after month?
Absolutely.
What would you do with that $1,500 if you knew it was going to come again next month?
Stimulate the economy.
Thank you. People talk about stimulating the economy. How about giving money to the people that actually need to go buy the stuff, right? Well, could you knock out your electric bill?
Sure. Absolutely.
Could you make a car payment?
Yes.
Some people could. I mean, seriously, when we talk about it, guys, I don't want to get lost here because so many folks think that you have to become a gazillionaire to benefit from home-based business. Let's just say that that's all you ever made was $1,500 a month, but it never went down. Never went up, but it never went down. Would that increase the quality of life?
Sure. Yes.
How many of you guys think people might have a better holiday season with an extra $1,500 a month coming in?
Yeah.
Who thinks it would be nice to buy all the gifts in cash for once and not worry about the credit card bill that's going to come in January and February?
Yeah.
Can anybody relate to that?
Yes.
That's what we're all about, folks. That's what American Win does. Remember I said personal economic recovery? That's the biggest thing to take from this, but more importantly, you're behind a cause that's going to have a positive impact on everybody. But see, I'm not done because how many of these 2,500 might like to turn their $20 investment into $50 a month or $300 a month? All of them. But we're going to talk about 50% failure. So 2,500, getting 5 is how much? 12,500. Now we're talking about 15,000 people. 15,000 people saying, yep, I believe in America. I'm going to support America. Jobs created in America. Energy independence for America. Good for the environment. Well, personal economic recovery for you, that's $15,000. I'm sorry, 15,000 customers, $7,500 per month, month after month after month. Who could get excited at this point? Let's talk about that number for a second, because so many folks, you know, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if it's worth doing it. How many of you in this room would agree with me that 95% of America does not earn $50,000 a month? I'm sorry, $50,000 a year. We start to get crazy numbers here. $50,000 a year. Who would agree that 90 to 95% of America does not earn that kind of money?
Yeah.
And the reason I bring that up is if you get a paycheck right now, because I don't know what this number is, if you're earning $50,000 a year, what is your take home on that $50,000?
35.
About 35? What's 35,000 divided by 12?
Less than 2,000.
It's less than $3 grand a month. So do you guys understand that we could set 90 to 95% of America free with $3,000 a month from a home-based business?
Yes.
Nice.
Do you guys understand we're not talking about millions of people here, we're talking about 15,000 customers, 15,000 people that want to improve their own personal economic situation, and you're picking up 7,500? And I want to carry this one more time, because these 12,500, how many of them would love to turn this $20 investment into $50 a month?
All.
If they each went out there and got 5, I'm going to round it down and call it 60,000. But we're going to give you a raise on the 6th generation of referrals, and those 60,000 customers will generate $60,000 per month.
That is.
You can do the math, it's almost $70,000 per month, month after month. I'm not here to say that every single person is going to build that. But if you take the population of the United States of America, did you hear what I just said?
Yes.
That's about 75,000 people. Could we agree that's a drop in the bucket?
Yeah.
How many people do you know that buy lottery tickets each week? I'm not making fun of it. How many of you in this room, seriously, know some folks that buy lottery tickets every week knowing that they're not going to win, but they buy it anyway?
Yeah.
Does anyone really buy the ticket knowing that they're going to win or hoping that they're going to win? Are your odds of success a little bit better over here than the lottery?
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this up is we're in a position right now in this country, because of our economy, that people are looking. More than ever before, people are looking for an opportunity. Now here's the best part. That's great for personal economic recovery, right? Does anyone have a charity or an organization or a church or a foundation that they care or feel passionately about?
Sure.
Yeah.
See, North American Power is not just good for the environment, good for the country as far as energy independence, good for your personal economic recovery. They will take $1 every single month for every single customer and donate that dollar to a charity of the customer's choice. So I want you to think about that for a second. You think about the worthwhile charities that are out there. You introduce 10 people, so you're responsible for $10 being contributed to charity every month. They introduce 10 people, there's 110. How many of you could get really excited if 6 months down the road there was 472 people supporting American Wind, having their own little personal economic recovery? Could we agree these are very self-centered, financially greed-motivated moves?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hide from it. People need to make money. What do they need to do? Take care of themselves first. But what if while you're taking care of yourself and your family and making that personal, the company, North American Power, was contributing money on your behalf? Who in this room would love to be recognized for their business being responsible for $2,000 or $3,000 per month being contributed to worthwhile charities?
Yeah.